Would you risk everything to save a helpless creature with danger nearby? Amara did, but what happened next was unforgettable. Was it trust, instinct, or something more? Dive into this gripping rescue and share your thoughts below. Under the scorching African sun, the patrol vehicle rolled slowly across the savannah, leaving a thin trail of dust in its wake. Amara sat behind the wheel, her sharp eyes scanning the tall grass and scattered rocks. She missed nothing out of the ordinary. As a veteran ranger, she knew that the wild always held unexpected surprises. Suddenly, from a distance, a faint whimper carried by the wind reached her ears. Though weak, it was enough for her to notice. Amara immediately hit the brakes, signaling her team to stop. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice low and focused. Malik, a young ranger, tilted his head to listen before nodding. "Sounds like a lion cub." The team quickly disembarked and moved toward the sound. As Amara pushed aside the thick foliage, the sight before her made her heart clench. A lion cub, about 3 months old, was trapped inside an old steel pipe, likely left behind from an abandoned construction site. Its large golden eyes were wide with panic. Its front legs were wedged deep inside, and its head was pressed uncomfortably against the pipe's opening. Scratches on its skin and its dusty fur indicated it had been struggling for a long time without success. Amara crouched down, keeping enough distance to avoid startling the cub further. "It's okay, little one," she whispered, her voice soothing and calm. She knew that a gentle tone could help ease the animal's fear. Suddenly, Malik tapped her shoulder, his voice tense. "Amara, look." She turned her head and her heart began to pound faster. Not far from them, atop a small hill, a pride of lions was watching. A large lioness, likely the cub's mother, was staring at them intently. Her ears perked, her muscles taut as if ready to charge at any moment. Other lions, including 2 males and several females, stood close by. Though they hadn't attacked yet, their presence thickened the air with tension. "If we move too fast or hurt the cub, the pride won't hesitate to attack," Amara murmured, her gaze locked on the lioness. Malik swallowed hard. "So what do we do?" Amara took a deep breath, keeping her voice steady. "We'll work fast but carefully. If the mother realizes we're helping her cub, she might not attack." First, Amara needed to assess the cub's condition. She knelt down and gently placed a hand on its small body. Feeling the touch, it flinched and let out a weak hiss, but it was too exhausted to resist further. She could feel its rapid heartbeat beneath her palm. "You're scared, aren't you?" she murmured, stroking its back lightly to comfort it. "Hold on, little one. We'll get you out." She examined the trapped area closely. The edges of the steel pipe were rusted and the inside was rough, likely causing the cub to get stuck. Pulling it out forcefully might result in serious injuries. "We need to moisten the area around its body to reduce friction," Amara said. She took a clean cloth and a medical kit, soaked it in water, and gently dripped it over the cub's neck and shoulders. The dust on its fur washed away, revealing soft skin underneath. "Now let's try pushing it out," she signaled to Malik. Malik knelt down, one hand carefully holding the cub's head while the other supported Amara. She placed both hands on the cub's hips and pushed forward gently. The cub squirmed weakly, but its body barely moved. It whimpered, its legs trembling. "It's not working." Amara shook her head. "The pipe is too tight. If we pull any harder, we might dislocate its joints or injure it further." She glanced at the pride. The lioness had stepped closer, her body lowered slightly, her tail flicking through the air, a sign of anxiety or an impending attack. Amara quickly made a decision. "We need to cut the pipe." Malik immediately ran back to the vehicle to retrieve the metal cutter. Meanwhile, Amara continued stroking the cub's back, trying to keep it calm. The engine of the cutter roared to life as the blade met the steel. Sparks flew, causing the cub to flinch, but Amara quickly placed her hand on its forehead, whispering reassurances. "Almost there, little one. Just hold on." Bit by bit, they cut along the length of the pipe, taking extreme care to avoid harming the cub. Amara could feel the rising tension as the lions grew increasingly restless. Finally, after more than 20 minutes of nerve-wracking effort, the last section of metal was cut away. Amara immediately crouched down, slid her hands onto the cub's hips, and gently pulled it free. It let out a small cry, its body trembling, but as soon as it was released, it wobbled to its feet. Suddenly, a deep roar echoed through the air. The lioness was charging toward them. "Back away now," Malik shouted. The team slowly stepped back, never taking their eyes off the lioness. The cub, after a brief moment of hesitation, finally recognized its mother. It blinked and then sprinted toward her. The moment it reached her, the lioness immediately bent down, sniffed it thoroughly, then gently licked its forehead. Amara exhaled in relief. She wasn't sure if the lioness truly understood what they had done. But at that moment, the look in its eyes wasn't one of pure hostility anymore. As the pride slowly disappeared into the dense bush, Amara remained standing, her eyes fixed on the small figure of the cub pressed against its mother's legs. A soft breeze swept through, carrying the distinct scent of the African plains, mixed with the lingering tension of what had just transpired. Malik walked up beside her, still catching his breath from the intense encounter. He glanced at Amara with a faint smile. "Do you think the lioness knows we just saved her cub?" Amara tilted her head, recalling the moment when the lioness locked eyes with her before turning away. It wasn't gratitude in human sense, but it wasn't pure hostility either. It was something in between a silent acknowledgement. "I'm not sure," Amara replied, a small smile tugging at her lips. But maybe for a brief moment she understood that we weren't her enemies. Malik chuckled and patted her shoulder. Either way, today was unforgettable. The team gathered their equipment, extinguished any lingering sparks from the cutter, and returned to their vehicle. As the engine rumbled to life, Amara took one last glance at the vast landscape, where the sunset bathed the wilderness in a golden red hue. She knew there would be many more challenges ahead: trapped animals, poachers, the unpredictable forces of nature. But at that moment, watching a small life return to freedom, she knew that every effort was worth it. As their vehicle rolled away from the scene, a small figure suddenly appeared in the distance at the edge of the trees. It was the lion cub. For a brief moment, it turned and looked back at them, its golden eyes glinting under the twilight sky. Then, as if understanding that it had been given a second chance, it stepped forward and followed its mother into the wild, where it truly belonged. Amara smiled, and then she drove away, leaving nature to continue its own story. The story highlights the deep bond between humans and wildlife, emphasizing compassion, courage, and conservation. Amara's daring rescue of a lion cub reflects humanity's duty to protect nature. The mother lion's cautious yet accepting response suggests unspoken trust. The tale also warns of the unintended harm human activities cause to wildlife, stressing the need for awareness. In the end, the cub's return to the wild symbolizes freedom and a lasting impact of kindness. If you love thrilling and meaningful stories about courage and the bond between humans and nature, don't forget to hit the like button to support us. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting story. And if you found this video inspiring, share with your friends and family to spread the message of kindness and wildlife conservation. Thank you for being a part of our journey.